Hello and welcome to the first video of section 1 on CreateJS. In this section, we'll review CreateJS capabilities and we'll see how to load CreateJS library to a web page. In this video, we're going to discuss about the CreateJS suite. We'll start off by visiting the CreateJS website, www.createjs.com. This is how the CreateJS website looks as of June 2015. Let's do a quick overview of CreateJS. CreateJS is a suite of JavaScript libraries for creating interactive experiences with HTML5. The CreateJS APIs are quite similar to the ActionScript language, which is used in the Flash platform. Since Adobe is one of CreateJS's official sponsors, CreateJS has support in the Adobe Animate application, and so assets created in Adobe Animate can be easily exported to CreateJS. However, in this course, we'll learn how to use CreateJS without any third-party tools. Let's review the components of CreateJS. Easel.js library is for bitmap and vector drawing in the HTML5 canvas. Twin.js library is for twinning and animating HTML5 properties. Sound.js is for playing audio in HTML5. And last but not least, Preload.js. Preload.js is a JavaScript library which allows you to control and manage the loading of assets. Now, in order to use CreateJS in a web page, you have two options. One is to visit the GitHub website by clicking the icon on the top right corner and downloading the library to our local computer. This is usually recommended for networks which don't have external internet access. Otherwise, it's best to use the second option, which is to use the CreateJS CDN link, which is listed in the installation section right here. The link is changed every time a new version is released. So don't worry, even if the CreateJS library will update, you'll still be using the same version you've started developing with. So now we can just copy the link and we'll move to the text editor to start implementing the library and start creating our first CreateJS app. Here we have the HTML template, which we will use. As you can see, we have the head and the body. And we will implement the link we just copied below the title tag, because we want the application to load this before loading anything else. In order to use CreateJS, we need to create the canvas object. The canvas object is placed in the body. We create a canvas object with the ID of test canvas. We'll use width 500 and height of 500. We'll open a script tag to start writing some JavaScript code. And here we'll create a new method called init. In this method, we'll create a circle using Easel.js, which I've mentioned earlier, and I will place it on the canvas. We need to make sure that the first thing that the application does is load this method. So what we'll do is place an onload event in the body tag, which calls the init method. In the script tag, we'll write function init, and we're going to create the circle. So first thing we're going to do is create a variable called stage. The variable called stage will need to reference the canvas object, whose ID is testCanvas. So we're going to create the stage variable, new CreateJS.stage, and as a variable, we'll use the name given to the canvas object, testCanvas. Now we'll create a circle. The circle uses the shape object, so we're going to use CreateJS.shape. The drawing API of CreateJS allows you to draw objects on screen dynamically. So the circle object which we've just created is a shape object which we can access its graphics property and fill it with the color red, and use the draw circle method which receives X property, Y property, and a diameter property. Now we're going to change the X and Y axis. And we're going to place it on the stage. Now we can check and see if the circle is actually on stage. So we're going to load the page and see that nothing is displayed on screen. Why isn't anything displayed here? This is due to the fact that for optimization purposes, the stage doesn't update the canvas in each and every frame, so the developer controls the update rate of the canvas. So let's get back to the code. Now, if we'll add stage.update at the end of our code and try again, then we can see that the circle appears on screen. Congratulations, you've just created your first CreateJS app. Now we're ready to move on to the next video, playing sounds in various browsers using Sound.js.